Hello, my name is Probir Das. I am a director on the board of the Medical Technology Association of India, and I also lead the business of a Japanese multinational Terumo Corporation in India. India is placed comparatively, so the medical devices global market size about $500 billion. And that in India is about $7 billion. So we are talking about being 1.2, 1.3% of the total medical devices market globally. So from a size standpoint, we are a small contributor. From a growth standpoint, we are a good contributor because if you look at the global market, it is growing at 4 or 5% annually, where in India, we are growing at roughly 12 to 14%, depending on which end of the technology you are. That's the growth rate. Where I think the biggest opportunity lies for us is that we have a constrained environment country, and if we are able to solve the medical devices driven healthcare problems in India, we would be able to really scale them up and take it to the world. So that's a huge advantage. From a global standpoint also, we have to clearly, when we look at the global standing of medical devices in India, we need to keep the comparison of global consumption versus local consumption in medical devices or healthcare. I've been in this business for about 27 years. I've not done anything else apart from medical devices in my life. But over the last 20 years, we have seen that the bed ratio, the number of beds per 1,000 population, the per capita bed, is 0.7%. It was 0.7% 15, 20 years back. It is 0.7% today. So that's one angle. Infrastructure is poor, healthcare delivery infrastructure is low, and if we don't scale it up, we will continue to be on the marginal side of the global medical devices market. The journey has been very exciting because you see, if you look at 27, 30 years back, there was hardly any private care. There was very low quality delivery of Indian healthcare. One has to keep in mind that medical devices is almost an ancillary industry. We are the tire makers for the car makers. The car makers happen to be the healthcare delivery, the hospitals. So in the last 27 years, the care quality and the care available in India has gone through a massive shift, very good shift, and to a large extent, the medical devices has capitalized on that and has grown. So that's been a very exciting journey. The challenge that I see, the biggest challenge that I see today, very honestly, is the fact that we have a complete policy vacuum for medical devices. There isn't a national medical devices policy in place, and therefore, a lot of actions are being taken incoherently. You know, the right hand does not know what the left hand is doing, the left hand does not know what the right hand is doing. The intentions are all very good, extremely good intentions, but no clue on what is the long-term ramification of several one of them. So that's this whole policy asymmetry is a big problem. I'll give you an example to clarify this. If you look at Make in India, Make in India is going to attract people to come and manufacture in India. But, and there is an expectation that the government has that global companies should come and manufacture in India. At the same time, there is no single window clearance, and you expect these companies to go through 35 different touch points before they can start thinking about having a manufacturing facility in India. So those are some large policy asymmetries we need to go and address through a national medical devices policy. The other problem that I see, the other big challenge, is that the market is extremely fragmented. If you look at healthcare delivery in India, hospitals can be a 5-bedded outfit, hospitals can be a 2,000-bedded outfit, and the quality, delivery skill, bandwidth of these are extremely divergent, and the medical devices industry has to fit that. So that's, we would like to see some market consolidation. And lastly, is that when we speak to the hospital providers in the private sector, they say that they have very poor margins. They are, challenged with profitability, and now such things as price control might even complicate that. And we look at the government sector. The government has continued to spend very abysmally in healthcare provision, the quality of government care has really not improved much. So those are a few key challenges that we see. I mean, the first thing that needs to be done is to have a medical devices policy. At least then there would be some stability in decisions, whatever they are, for the next 10, 20 years. That's the power of a policy, so that all stakeholders know what they are planning to do or what they are up for. So having a medical devices policy, robust policy, industry consulted policy, nuanced policy, subsectorized policy, benchmark policy with some of the biggest medical devices manufacturers in the world is one of our top asks. The second thing that needs to be done is that I think we really need to quickly get off this bandwagon of import substitution, that being so archaic, and focus on export promotion or global competitiveness. Because, in several industries from right after the independence, we tried import substitution. In none of them they have worked, none, not even electronics. And medical devices is far more complex. We need to fit a part of the global ecosystem. Import substitution is going to cut us off from the global system, and that's not going to be good for the Indian patient. The third thing that needs to be done is very structured and very focused incentivization for R&D and new product development should be made available for both local manufacturers, local entrepreneurs, and large format global companies to come and invest in local product development.